So, with all your permission, ma'am, I'm starting with today's live now. Greetings and a warm welcome to all dignitaries present here. I'm Shwastika, your assigned moderator from Clarinet, and I'm so excited to have all of you with us today, joining us from across the country. A huge thanks to our wonderful doctors whose invaluable support makes events like this possible. We are so grateful for your time and expertise, and we know your presence makes today's session even more special. So, before we dive into the main content, let me share a little more about Clarinet. It's one of India's largest live digital CME platforms where doctors can create, share, and engage some truly innovative medical content. It's a space designed for learning, connecting, and growing together as a community of medical professionals. And now it is my great privilege and honor to introduce our esteemed speaker for today's session, Dr. Sumati Saxena, ma'am. A highly experienced and respected medical professional, Dr. Saxena holds an MBBS and MS degree and brings with her over 30 years of rich clinical experience. She serves as a senior consultant at Dr. Sumati Saxena's clinic, where she has consistently demonstrated dedication to patient care and excellence in her field. Her vast experience and deep understanding of women's health have enabled her to make meaningful contributions to clinical practice over the years. Today, she will be sharing her valuable insights on the highly significant topic osteoporosis prevention in menopausal women. So, without any much further ado, ma'am, I would like to hand over the session to you. Kindly proceed, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you, Swastika, for the kind words. Good evening, dear friends. The topic for today's webinar is prevention of osteoporosis in menopausal women. As all of us are aware that the fertility rate of India is decreasing and the longevity is increasing because of the better medical conditions. So there is a surge in the population of senior citizens in India, and they should not become burden on the society. So we have to focus on the preventive aspect of their health, and one of these aspects is prevention of osteoporosis in menopausal women, and it is very important to pay attention on it so that you protect their bone health during the menopausal transition. So, if we break the word osteoporosis, it is like osteo means bone and porosis means porous. So, it comes like porous bones, which means increased fragility and fracture risk. So, according to the World Health Organization, it is a systemic skeletal disease characterized by low bone mass, and in this, there is deterioration of bone tissue microarchitecture and increased bone fragility leading to susceptibility to fracture. And this thing is very common after menopause because of declining estrogen, and this disease is like silent epidemic because it affects mostly all the women, like 1 in 3 women over 50 will experience osteoporotic fracture. So this disease common after menopause due to estrogen decline, and it is silent until fracture occurs, and this condition is a major public health problem with significant impact on the older population. So let's revise our bone remodeling basics. The bone remodeling is a continuous process. There is a balance between the bone formation and bone resorption. Bone formation is done by the cells like osteoblast and osteophytes, and bone resorption is by the osteoclast cell. And the balance between formation and resorption is by the hormone estrogen, which maintains the balance. And during menopause, there is declining estrogen and there is increase of bone resorption. So you can see that in this picture, it shows that estrogen suppresses the production of inflammatory cytokinin like interleukin 1, interleukin 6, and tumor necrosing factor alpha. So, and these cytokines are promote bone resorption. Then if, estrogen suppresses these cytokines to prevent bone resorption. And second role of estrogen is that it increases the life of osteoblast cells, which are the which are responsible for the formation of bone. So it increases the life of osteoblasts, so it enhances bone formation, and it stops bone resorption by the because it suppresses osteoclast development and induces osteoclast apoptosis. The osteoclast cells are autopsis in presence of estrogen. So estrogen maintains the balance between the bone formation and bone resorption. So there are certain risk factors for the development of menopause in women, and these factors may be non-modifiable and modifiable. Non-modifiable are the factors which we cannot change, like female gender and postmenopausal status. Every woman has to go through the menopause, so these things are non-modifiable. And if there is family history of osteoporosis, family history of fracture in late menopause, and if there is history of early menopause, like less than 45 years of age, then these are the risk factors which are responsible for development of osteoporosis. But there are certain modifiable factors also, like sedentary lifestyle, which is responsible for the osteoporosis. Exercise plays a crucial role in the development of osteoporosis, and low intake of calcium and vitamin in diet, and not having supplement if the diet is insufficient, and smoking is also a factor for developing osteoporosis. Alcohol also leads to osteoporosis, and low BMI means low bone mass and is a risk factor for development osteoporosis. There are very few signs for the disease like osteoporosis. It is often asymptomatic until fracture occurs. And the fracture, common site of fracture is like spine, hips, and wrist joint. And sometimes you see height loss in the old woman, in menopausal women, in this, and stooped for posture. This is known as Duerger's hump, and it is because of the um, collapse of the front edges of thoracic vertebra. You can see that these are the thoracic vertebrae, and the front part of this is collapsed because of the multiple fractures here. So because of the osteoporosis, so there is a hump formation. You see this is the hump formation, and this is known as Duerger's hump. And because of this, there is the chronic pain and disability. So diagnosis of osteoporosis is done by DEXA, that is dual energy X-ray absorptiometry. It is a gold standard, and the report is given in the T score. And normal T score is more than -1, and when it is between the in between -1 to -2.5, it is osteopenia. And if T score is less than -2.5, then it is osteoporosis. And also along with it, for the diagnosis, you have to check the calcium and vitamin D level, phosphorus, serum parathyroid hormone, and alkaline phosphatase to rule out primary hypothyroidism. There are other reasons of osteoporosis also, like primary hyperthyroidism. To rule out that, you have to do blood test also. And there is role of thyroid hormone also. Excessive thyroid also leads to osteoporosis. So thyroid function test to rule out hyperthyroidism, and excessive thyroid hormone treatment in the hypothyroidism. And blood count and smear, sedimentation rate, protein electrophoresis, and for to rule out multiple myeloma, leukemia, and lymphomas. So you have to rule out all these conditions. So to prevent the development of osteoporosis, the woman has to pay attention to her nutrition, and especially calcium and vitamin D. And calcium has to be taken from the diet. Like diet should be rich in green leafy vegetable like spinach, milk, yogurt. If she is non-vegetarian, she can take fish and cheese. These are the dietary sources of calcium. But if diet is not sufficient, then calcium supplementation in the form of 1000 to 1200 milligram per day, and vitamin D around 1000 international unit per day is recommended. And in the lifestyle, exercise is very important, weight bearing and resistance exercise. And also it is very important to avoid smoking and alcohol. And for avoiding the fracture, you have to assess the home for the hazards like uneven floor or unmarked stairs. So you have to take care of all these factors, and also appropriate footwear is also important to avoid fractures. So if and for the medical point of view, for the if you want to avoid development of osteoporosis, HRT is important, but its use is individualized. Especially if there is no complaint, there is no need for HRT. But in cases of premature menopause, when the menopause occurs before 45 years of age, or there is poor ovarian insufficiency, premature ovarian insufficiency, when there is decrease of estrogen at early age, in these patients, there is bone mass is not there in before menopause. So HRT can be considered in these patients, and also alternatively you can give calcium, vitamin D, bisphosphonate, or selective estrogen receptor modulators. So age-wise, we plan the medication. If the age is less than 50 years and patient is having symptoms of osteoporosis, or she wants to maintain her bone health, MST, menopausal hormonal treatment can be given. And in between the age of 50 to 16 years, tibolone, that is a form of menopausal hormone treatment, or bisphosphonate, there is choice. And after the age of 60 years, or after the 10 years after the menopause, when this golden window of opportunity is lost, then only bisphosphonates are drug of choice. And you can also consider other advanced treatment also, like calcitonin and parathyroid hormone in the form of teriparatide, and others, but that should be done under supervision of orthopedician. Now the screening guideline. So as such, there is no screening guidelines in India, but if a woman is more than 65 years, you should always screen for osteoporosis, or earlier if there is any risk factor in the form the patient, if the woman is smoking, if the woman is taking alcohol, or if the woman is having previous history of fracture or a family history of osteoporosis, then you have to screen the woman earlier also. And you, and the screening in the form of DEXA, it is has to be repeated every 2 to 3 years, and if you detect early, then you can better prevent it. So most important factor in the prevention of osteoporosis is balanced diet, activity, fall prevention, and medical adherence. We have to take the medicines regularly, and awareness about the disease. That is very important. So the role of healthcare provider is to identify at-risk women, because you have to do opportunistic screening. There is no patient will not come to you for that for the screening of osteoporosis, but you have to do opportunistic screening when patient comes to you in the clinic, and if she is having premature menopause, or if she is having premature ovarian failure. In these patients, yeah, if she is having surgical menopause, then you can consider giving treatment accordingly, like menopausal hormonal treatment, or bisphosphonate, or supplementing calcium or vitamin D likewise. So it is very important when women comes to your clinic, you find out the patient which are suitable for the treatment and for the prevention, and then you provide counseling and monitor therapy and conduct awareness program. That is very important. Patient education and social awareness about the disease is very important. And now these are the advanced emerging trends, like artificial intelligence based fracture prediction tools, wearable bone monitors, genetic microbiome research. These are the pipeline, and you can we can see that in these in the following years. So key takeaway from this presentation is that the osteoporosis is a preventable, not inevitable, and prevention starts before menopause. And you have to combine nutrition, exercise, and screening, and empower the woman with the education about the disease. So this is the list of references which I have taken. So thank you. Build a strong bone for healthy life. Strong bones, strong women at every base. Thank you for your listening.
Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your comprehensive talk. The session was highly informative, ma'am.